Today's your birthday. Da-na-na-na-na. Happy
You know what?
birthday to
Actually,
you.
technically, the actual song is "You Say It's Your Birthday."
Wait, what do you mean?
The song, the lyrics is "You Say It's Your Birthday." It's not "Today is your birthday." The actual lyrics are "You Say It's Your Birthday."
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about on the radio station in the morning. It's today's your birthday. So they must have changed it up.
Yeah, they must have changed it just for that.
Right. Happy birthday to
Right.
you. This has been a crazy pre-show.
Yeah.
This is 243, post Nationals edition. Jason back from the Roar 8 scale Nats out in was it sunny out there? It's always sunny in Cali,
It
right?
was very sunny out there.
Sunny and bright.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. That's a TV show, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't watch. I only seen a few episodes. It's not that I didn't like it. I just never
It's just not that
revisited.
good.
No.
There's people that have told me they'd love that show.
Oh no, it's supposed to, yeah, it's really supposed to, I think is it still going on?
I don't know.
Huh?
Danny DeVito, wasn't he in it?
Yeah. No, it appeared to be very funny.
Master of the House.
Nobody listening is going to know what we're talking about.
Oh, somebody's gonna know.
Master of the House.
Yeah, you got to look up the lyrics.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so we're live also on Facebook and YouTube, by the way.
oh, good.
And the audio version is available on all the podcast apps, which is the preferred way of many of our fans to listen.
Which one do they like to listen on?
Audio. Wait, yeah. It's more
It just
convenient. I don't think I ever watch... I rarely watch a full podcast on, like, video, like StreamYard. I think
so you're not
normally...
gonna actually watch a podcast.
No, I'll watch, like, they'll put up clips or I'll just skim through it real quick, but I'll listen to it in the car, on the iPod, or something like that. Is an iPod still a thing? No, on the iPhone.
I mean,
I don't know if iPod's still a thing anymore.
I don't know. I kind of feel like they still have an iPod, but dude, I would not know.
Kind of pointless, really. You got all the apps on your phone. But you remember in the day, the iPod Touch was like a big deal.
Because was that one of their first electronic products?
I think it was one of their first, like, had a screen, digital screen you could look at.
I remember having one thinking, I don't like this thing. Like it was it was like too simple. Like it had like,
Oh, no,
it
maybe
was
the
like,
Classic even had a screen.
I feel like the thing was like super simple. Like it was like had one button and I'm just like, I felt like I needed, like I was kind of used to the old CD generation, right? You had the CD and
Yeah.
so there was a Walkman, and then there was, what did they call it? A CD man? What did they call ones with
Sony
CDs?
Walkman, and then
What's the one with a CD?
I don't know.
But it
I'm
had
sure
all the
Kirby
controls,
will tell us when he listens to it.
play, stop, pause. It had everything. You could change and like, to me, that iPod Touch thing or whatever, the first one, it was
Well,
like,
I think the first one was a classic. It was like, oh yeah, the Discman. Somebody, John Lee, checking in here.
Discman. Okay, Discman.
Things skip like crazy though. Maybe not that one in particular, but most of the portable CD players were.
I forgot about that. That was a big deal of it skipping.
Oh,
Then
terrible.
they started figuring out that it could like pre-read the CD, and then they'd keep it from skipping by it read it first, and then it was playing it so it could keep up with any kind of skipping. Remember that?
No, I do not. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're wrong. I never really got into it.
I want to say I had a mini. Well, there was mini CDs. Was there mini CDs?
I don't know. I know
think
there
there
was
was.
little tiny PlayStation CDs, PlayStation Portable.
I think there was mini CDs, and then was there like little cartridge things too?
Man, oh man, I don't know. You're going way
I
back.
think so.
I had too many chair shots to the head. I can't remember. I was never a music guy, so I didn't really.
No.
I did get an iPod Touch because I used to listen to podcasts back in 2006 range, somewhere in there.
So what you have to do? Download them, and then you put them on the touch, and then you play
so
it?
you had to connect it to the PC and then go on to iTunes and download them. So it was kind of a process. So like if you knew you wanted to listen, you had to plug it in, download them, which if I remember correctly took quite a while to do.
Yeah,
Especially if you had
seems like it.
bunch of podcasts, and then then you're good to go. There was no Wi-Fi connection or anything.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work, doesn't it?
It was. It was. It was. It was crazy.
I saw a meme the other day. You remember doing this, putting two VCRs on top of each other so you could record a VHS tape. So like you could rent a movie and put it in one VCR, and then you could put a blank tape in the other one and play it, and then record what you were watching.
Yeah, I never did anything illegal like that, sir.
Oh, come on.
Just in case my FBI agent's listening.
FBI warning. Remember that on the front of everything?
Yeah.
The FBI.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never did that stuff. I just never
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I recorded. I never had two VCRs stacked.
I
It seemed
did.
like a rich folk thing back then. Two VCRs were pretty expensive.
I'd go to Movie Gallery and just rent all these movies and just copy them all. Every Chuck Norris movie that was at the Movie Gallery, I would.
Man, I might have to delete this episode just so save your. Maybe FBI's gonna come back on you.
Here's the thing. I think we'd have to bring up that warning, but if I had to guess, it's okay if you used it for your private use. But the second, if you started selling Lone Wolf McQuade that you taped from the thing, then that's the problem. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe just any recording.
I'm Googling it, so.
Maybe just any recording of it. And in that case, I didn't do it. I threw them away.
Yeah, you threw them away as soon as you're done.
Yeah. I watched it a second time, and I threw that thing away immediately.
All right, let's see here. We were supposed to talk about the Nats, but yeah, who cares?
We're getting there.
We already know what happened.
Oh, we're getting there.
Let's see. Let me pull this up here. Here we go. Let me share this screen instead.
FBI warning.
Oh, wait a minute. What happened to my FBI warning? Why do I feel like I'm going to get in trouble doing this?
Come on. Ben Buckingham saying that we're showing our age. He's definitely right about that.
Yeah. VHS and downloading podcasts onto the iPod. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or exhibition of copyright motion video. Criminal. That don't say anything.
It said distribution.
Yeah, unauthorized reproduction. What's that mean?
That is unauthorized. That's copying it. But then it's also distributing it. So, the language there, I'm no lawyer, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah, they all say the same thing.
Yeah. Reproduction, distribution, or exhibition of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs.
Oh, look at this. You can buy one on Etsy. It's a VHS tape FBI warning.
You know,
It's $55.
remember there was that plastic thing on VHS tapes? Like, if you broke it off, you couldn't record over it. There was like a plastic tab on the back of a VHS tape, and if you broke that off, then you couldn't record over the
Oh,
top.
correct.
Of it.
Yes, I remember. It was a little tab that you broke off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That way, yeah, if you recorded something you don't want somebody recording over, just break that tab. But all they had to do is put a piece of tape over it.
Is that all you had to do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew that.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Well, whether or not I did copy those, I don't remember anymore.
Right.
But it was fun. Those were the days, man. Going up
It was
to
a
there,
good time to be alive.
go up to the video store and check those out. Remember, you had to reserve movies.
Yeah. Hey, do you have this in? No. Do you have Spaceballs? No. You can reserve it though. It's due back tomorrow.
Yeah, you put
And
your
then you had to
name
hope
down.
the person brought it back up on time.
Yeah, you had to write it down. They'd have to write it down, and then they'd call you when it came in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, leave your number. They'll call you. Hey, your movie came in. All right, I'll be right down. Just hold it for
Yeah.
me. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
All right, I'm not going to hold it much longer. We got other people on the waiting list here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
It was a good time, man.
Going to Blockbuster on a Friday night was the best. Yeah, Saturday too.
They sold a lot of candy, I bet.
Yep, candy, popcorn. That's what they were hoping you would buy.
Yeah, you get you would get all that stuff. It's your video. You know what I hated doing? Is I would just hate walking around in there aimlessly trying to find something to watch.
Yeah.
You'd go to the new releases section, and then it's like, none of these look good, And
I don't even think you had a way. Was there? I don't recall, but I don't recall like them saying. I don't know what I was going to try to say. Like, you didn't know when they were going to be released, other than when you went to Blockbuster, they had posters up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got to get there next Friday because this movie releases.
Yeah, Terminator 2's coming out.
Yeah. So Randy is checking in, and he says if your boy worked at Blockbuster, he would hook you up. So I think Randy had a hookup at one time there.
So he's saying that he probably got free candy. He'd like rent something, and then your boy would hook
you up with either some goodies or getting the newest movie before anybody else can get a chance to rent it.
Yeah, that's your name would already be written down.
Yeah. All right. Well, switching to the Nats. That was fun. Going down memory. We always go down memory lane. That's what I like to do. I like to live in the past. Jason Bartels checking in from New Jersey, Dirty Jersey. I'm assuming that's what that NJ means.
Yeah, you used to work up there in that area, huh?
I used to live in the Dirty Jersey.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
What do you mean you didn't know that? This was where the Trinity apartment was.
I thought you just flew in every day. On the PJ.
No, you know what? Those were the best times, though. Like, thinking about it, because I never went to college, obviously, and that was like going to college, man. Two bedroom, one bathroom, 6, sometimes 7 guys in the same apartment, the Trinity
What?
apartment. Yeah.
7 people?
Well, we had Kirby. At one point, we had Kirby, Rob Cutman, Ryan Hand. Then we had Big Jim Greenemeyer, Mike Wood. That's 5. And then we had Rob Cutman's friend, who was a pilot for FedEx. So he wasn't there during the night because he flew at night. But he would be there. At I think his name was Heath. And at one point, Chad Phillips lived there. So we got 7 people.
Holy cow.
7. Yeah, it's crazy.
That
But
actually...
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, that sounds like one big, like...
Frat house.
College episode.
Yeah. I mean, it was upstairs, downstairs, so, half of them stayed up, half of them downstairs. Just a good time, man. That's a whole podcast on its own. But
is this the apartment where you used to like beat up on Kirby in the NHL hockey game?
Exactly, that is the apartment. Yes, NHL on the PlayStation. Kirby was the big hockey fan. I think he still is because he has a New Jersey Devils hat on the last time he was on the podcast.
Oh my gosh!
And so, I figured Kirby would be good at hockey on the PlayStation. And I played it. I used to play it too. I never watched hockey, but I loved the video game. And I would beat up on him on a nightly basis to the point where he got frustrated.
He quit video games altogether.
Well, we know that's not true.
Oh. Yeah, so
I'm
Bartel
sure Kirby got
here.
a few wins in there, but
I mean, what were you like? Were you over 700? Do you think?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, I was just a master at that game.
What was it? What was it about the game? Why did you?
I don't know. I loved hockey from the Blades of Steel days on the NES. We're talking, mid 80s there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just loved hockey games. It was just something about them that looked cool. Just never got into actual hockey. I mean, I've been to hockey games, but yeah, I don't know what it was about the video game. I just loved playing it, and I was pretty decent at it. So, so back to Bartel. He said, "Jason, enjoyed your chat with Kian. That's Kian from the No Name podcast at the Nat. So Kian was calling the race for Live RC.
Yeah, he was. I saw him on and off in the pits. He said, "Come in anytime. We'll chit chat." So I, just walked in there. We sat down. We started talking. 8 scale racing and 10 scale racing and all kinds of stuff. Ran out. They had a couple races going on while I was in there, and yeah, it was a good time. And actually, a couple cool things were happening during that time. They had one of the B mains, I believe, was up, and then the A main warm-ups. We were watching the lap times of the A main warm-ups, while we were chatting. So that was pretty neat. And I could, there was multiple screens there. I don't know if they were, I think he was kind of like looking at questions on both sides.
Oh, okay.
Of maybe.
Oh, you mean the chat? Yeah, from the.
Yeah, he was looking at the chat, and if there was any questions and stuff. And
cool.
I think I saw one that said somebody said that I was putting him to sleep.
You were putting Kian to sleep?
No. I was putting the viewer to sleep.
The viewer sleep.
I think that's what they were saying.
Kian wasn't snoring, was he?
No. He was doing fine.
You're like, hey, Kian, I'm done now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently I was putting someone.
That was Jason Ronan of the JC Concepts team.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Putting you to sleep here on Whisper 102 Radio. But yeah,
Exactly.
it was good. I mean, it's
Yeah. I'm surprised you had time to even do that. Bartel said he's moved to Charlotte now. How about that? Dirty Jersey, born and raised, but now he's down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay.
I never
So,
even, for some reason, I've never even heard the phrase "dirty Jersey" before.
man, what are you talking about?
I don't
I
know.
thought you
I
were
don't.
going to say you never heard of Charlotte before, but
I mean, I kind of know about Charlotte.
how have you not heard of Dirty Jersey? I even mentioned it.
I don't know
Dirty
why.
Jersey.
I don't understand.
All right. Well, Brian Thomas says, "Hey Jason."
There he is, Big B, racing at the beach line with him. A few months ago, we haven't been back over there yet. I mean, I saw them post their Wednesday night series, and man, I told Tyler when I saw it, I'm like, dude, should we go over there on Wednesday? And he's like, we got to leave on Thursday. It's like, you want to go race there till like 11 o'clock? And then I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to be able to do that. So we haven't been over for a Wednesday night points race, but I really want to. It's just, man, it's hard to it's because it's not super close. It's not like we're talking 15 minutes away. It's like
Right.
over an hour to get there and back. And
Well, Brian's saying that you need to come tomorrow. So,
well, I actually leave tomorrow. That's the problem.
well, there you go.
Going to the Visions off-road race.
Oh, really? That's back around again, huh? It's been a
Yep.
year already? Jeez.
Yes. It's been
God.
a year already.
Jeez. I just
Yeah.
remember talking about it. Well, I
Sorry.
guess we don't do too many episodes, so that's why it feels like it was just yesterday.
Well, I think also part of that is I think the race is about a month earlier. I think.
Hmm.
I'm trying to
Well,
think
that
of
makes
that.
sense then.
I think the E-Nationals is usually in July. And last year, I remember them kind of being in conflict, but
No,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know, but it's definitely close to a year.
Yeah. Brian's saying that Jersey has some of the best food on the planet.
What do you think?
I would not know that, even though I live there. I just seriously, this is no joke.
You just ate McDonald's every day.
Well, I was really into Weaver chicken wings at the time that you get in a box. You go to the grocery store, get in a box, and spaghetti. Like, so I would make spaghetti and Weaver chicken wings, and then we would get orange creamsicles at the Trinity apartment. And I would buy like big boxes of it. I'd buy multiple boxes. There was 12 in a pack, I think so. And we would just rip through them. Me and Kirby would. I don't know if anybody else dipped into it, but this is no joke. And now keep in mind, this is 97, 98. I'm weighing maybe 120 pounds.
120?
Maybe.
Come on.
Like, literally, my clothes hung on me, and I look like, people would say, man, your clothes look like they're hanging on you. No joke. I was probably 120, thinking, and I was a young 20-year-old thinking, 20 something. I don't know what it would have been, but whatever. Can't do the math. I failed. Thinking I could eat whatever I wanted, right? So I ate that I'm not joking, nearly every single night. Wings in the microwave, boil that water for the spaghetti, and just down that every night. And then the orange creamsicles, I would, like a box of 12, between Kirby and I, we'd rip through them and then go to the store and get more. And that's just like what I did for quite a damn while, man. It was just, and I didn't start gaining weight until I was like, close to 30. Like, major, started going up, and up. But yeah. But I felt like I could eat anything I wanted back then. It didn't matter. I wasn't gaining any weight. And
You were blessed at that point, huh?
yeah, and when you're that young, you don't give a shit about what's in the food or how bad it's for you. You just freaking eat it, right? You don't care.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now you're like, how many calories does this thing have? What's the saturated fat content?
It's kind of depressing.
It it really is. It's like crazy. Yeah. Boy, if it wasn't for Carrie being here, I'd probably be in real trouble because I can't really cook much. Probably resort back. Is Weaver Chicken even still around? I gotta check that out when I go to the grocery store later.
So it was something you could buy in the grocery store, and then you just heated them up.
Yeah, I forget the grocery store that was nearby the apartment, but the name of it. But it was yeah, just a box of chicken wings. It was already done up. You know what I mean? And you just put it in the microwave, done. But yeah, I never ventured out. Brian's saying there's delis everywhere, mom and pop pizza joints on every corner. And for some reason, I don't recall ever going. I know there was a place next to Trinity. It was an Italian restaurant. You know, you could just get pizza or something. But very rare did we ever venture out from that. So I don't even know what we did for lunch at Trinity. I know Tony Bowers would get stuff. Sometimes Ernie would take us to Chili's. You know, not the whole factory, but he'd be like, hey, Gotti, Kirby, you know, Ryan, we're going to Chili's for lunch, you know. It was awesome.
You're like, yes, Chili's.
I know. It was awesome, man. Ernie'd be like, get whatever you want. Get whatever you want. We even had a beer, you know. It's like, oh, man, we could drink beer and go back to the factory? Sweet. So
You're like, it doesn't matter. I'm 120 pounds.
didn't even think about it, dude. Yeah, Brian's saying I missed out. Yeah. I guess I did. I used to go to Woodbridge Mall a lot with Kirby. So. Me and Kirby were the only ones that really did anything after work. Everybody else just kind of stayed in the house.
Vegged out.
Yeah. Now as I get older, though, I understand. Like, I don't want to do anything past 7 o'clock. Seems like a chore. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, I'm going to be out late.
Yeah, it's like if it's crazy.
I don't want to be out too late, you know?
Yeah. Well, it just seems like your body just like, you know, you're just like, I can't imagine ever going out like past 7. Really? I mean, I can't imagine going out somewhere and hanging out. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go to the grocery store or something. I go to the grocery store like right before they close. Just, I don't like being around a lot of people. But so I'm out there like at 8:30 at night. You know, they close at 9. But I'll do that. But as far as like, you know, hanging out somewhere past 7, it's just, yeah, it doesn't appeal to me anymore.
You're like, what time are those movies on? It's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we go to a 7:30. We're not going to be out of there till 9:30. Oh, gosh.
That's what I mean. Like, when you guys go to these races, I don't understand how you do it anymore. Like, it's a tough thing, especially when these events that you go to, like, they go into well into late at night, like what, 10, 11 o'clock, my time qualifying. And
very often.
Dude, and then you're back at it like 7 in the morning or something. Man, it's a killer.
Yeah, it's very common.
Though, I mean, I guess it's exciting for you and the team and stuff, but.
Well, what I've noticed is there's a big crash once you get home from this stuff.
Yeah.
Like that next week, there's a big crash and it's tough. It's very tough.
Brian's saying he's like racing at night. Now, I would agree with you. Like back in the day, I used to love, I think we did Wednesday night racing and then Saturday night racing under the lights. I used to love that. That was awesome. Just something about the nighttime atmosphere with the racing just seems better during the day to me. But
Where I've been, was from here in Florida. We never really had any indoor tracks. There might have been one when, back in the 90s, there was only one. It didn't last very long, but we didn't really have the opportunity to ever race like during the week. It was usually always on the weekend.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't until I was in California and stuff that we ever raced during the week. And
Will you race under the lights outdoors at night?
not very often.
Okay. See, we used to do that all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't very often that we would do that. Yeah, it was kind of interesting that this is an area, we struggle with the weather, and we didn't. There's not a lot of indoor racing back in the day.
Yeah.
But now, we got tracks like, Brian talking about Beach Line and stuff, which, I mean, if I was, you know, if it was the 90s and we had that track, man, I would have been there so much.
Right.
It'd have been insane.
Brian's saying, Jason, what was the name of the indoor track in Orlando in the 90s?
Well, the one Tim Raskin ran, it was called Southern Hobbies. That's the one that I went to. It was right off the East-West Expressway, and they had an on-road track outside, and they had the indoor off-road track. That was the only one we ever had that I was at in the 90s.
Brian's saying, yes, Tim track.
Yeah, Tim's track. I think he ran it with
Tem.
another. Yeah, he ran it with another guy, but that was the one I remember.
Justin Jubert says he always has a big crash, but it's during when he's racing. That's when it's happening to Jubert.
All the crashing goes on the track.
Exactly. Yeah. Me too. That's when my big crash happened.
Was that you that sent? I think it was that video of that oval racing where it was just an insane amount of crashing. I don't think I've ever seen an RC video with that much crashing in it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that was from Megatrack. Jeffrey Jones. Some of the listeners may know him. Pretty popular guy out in the New Jersey area and stuff. He put up the video of Megatrack from Brown Mills, New Jersey back in the day. That's early 90s. I think that was from either 90 or 91. So I forget what race it was. I don't know if it was after this Trinity Speedworks race or it was... Yeah, I don't remember. But either way, they decided to do a 30 car race at the end of the night.
Yeah, that looks like the most frustrating mess of cars I've ever seen on. It looks like it's just a guaranteed broken oval car. There's no question.
Pull that up here and see, but yeah, it was awesome though. It was so much fun, especially back then. You were like, you had frequencies, so you got to make sure you weren't on anybody's frequency and stuff. But
I mean, that race, that video when I was watching that with you, that is the biggest cluster F. I mean, we've done. I think one time at Lake Park we ran 22 Traxxas slashes on the same track.
Oh.
So we ran 22 slashes and that was pretty organized. There seemed like a lot of vehicles out there, but it wasn't really over the top.
Right.
I mean, watching that race that you're talking, I mean, that is a mess.
So, and it's a true story. I don't know if it was that one in particular, because I think they did it a couple times because it was just fun to do and, break parts and then have to go to the hobby shop or whatever and buy new shit.
Yeah, it was a good thing on their end.
Right. So, so the one I was in, I got the whole shot. I crossed the finish line first, and there was something going on with the transponder, so they had to start over. But dude, I was so pumped up that I was first coming through, and yeah, and then they had to start over, and then I just got crushed on the restart.
You're like, restart?
I was so depressed. Oh man, I'm trying to find this video on Jeffrey Jones's page,
and you're back in the pits going, I had him on the first start. I had it on the first start. That's all I kept saying.
Yep. So I found a video here. Yeah, this isn't it, but this is. Here we go. This might be it. No, it's amazing. Jeffrey Jones, he's still around doing. He's still around racing and doing live videos on Facebook from the Jersey area.
I mean,
also, this was after the 1992 Norca Paved Oval Nationals 30-man race. That's when it was. Now, I'm not sure if this is the one got the whole shot in, or it was a different one, because I know they've done it more than once. So, oh wait, I gotta. Whoops, that probably came through a little too. How do I? I'm gonna blow this up here like that. I really want to put this on the screen here. It'd be cool to put it on there while you're just BSing about the Roar Nationals.
Just people out there just crashing their brains out.
Yeah. So for our audio listeners, make sure you go to the Facebook page or YouTube, Radio Impound, and you can check it out.
YouTubes.
I'll just have it playing here while you're talking about other stuff, but how do I get that? I don't know why the volume. Does that volume come through on our end?
I don't hear anything or see anything.
Good.
Good evening.
Let's see. I think I could just hit that. And then put that up there like that. And it might be a little bit hard to see there, but yeah, this is the 30-man race from 1992.
Look at how nice that driver stand and track looks.
Yeah, this was a first-class facility. I know some people didn't like the track per se, because it was a little bumpy in turn 2 especially. But that facility was just amazing. That's the best I could blow it up. I can't go any further than that. So maybe I could do.
It looks good on my end.
Does it look good? All right.
Yeah.
So there it is.
That thing is huge for an oval track. This looks like the video you showed me. I mean, look at this. This track
is amazing. I love it. This is when it was torn down. Yeah. Look at it. Just crashing everywhere, dude. Yeah.
That back straightaway was really nice with all the banners, and I guess those are pits there.
Yeah, covered pits. Just amazing.
Lavco banner. Look at that. Just melee on the backstretch.
Yeah.
I don't know how these cars... There had to be like 20 broken axles after this race.
Oh, dude, it was chaos. I forget what I broke. I think I just broke like the spindles and shit like that.
I know we used to break the carbon rear axles all the time.
Dude, look at that. Look at
melee
the
on the back. Melee on the backstretch.
Look at the Marshall. Yeah. Just amazing. And when I look back at this video, it just makes me sad though too.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're probably
first class facility, man. And the people running it were just awesome.
It was called Mega Track, huh?
Yep.
Oh, Turn Marshall almost just got his ankle wiped out.
Yeah. Look at people with the camcorders.
Yeah. So that might have been that was a watching tower that person was on. Is that what it was?
I know there was Yeah, it was. Where was the VIP section? They actually built a VIP booth for like the VIPs to go in there. Like Ernie and them would sit in there, and it was air conditioned, and it was on turn 2. I wish they would show it here because it had tinted glass.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
They actually had that at a Whippoorwill too. They had like a booth like that
Right.
with tinted glass on it.
Yep. They did the same thing, and it was just incredible.
This track looks like it'd be kind of hard to drive because it's like this is a tri-oval, I guess.
Yep.
And so you got multiple points you have to kind of negotiate here with some bank corners, and it's a big dip on that back straight. So I can imagine this being a very difficult track to drive.
Turn 2 had a little bump in it right here somewhere, and it was just you had to go in the middle. If you went too low, you hit it, and you kind of bounced. Some guys were able to get through it, but you wanted to be in the middle, I believe, if I remember correctly. You don't want to go low, but everybody wanted to go low. And that's where if you ran like the Lynx 2 was awesome on this track because it had the actual full-size shock. Or maybe was it was it people replacing the Delta shock with a full-size for this track?
That pod would move up. The pod on that Lynx would move up at a parallel to the chassis.
Okay.
So the I believe anyway, the way it worked is the rear pod would move parallel, whereas the Associated car with a T-bar, it flexed. It flexed like this. So I think that Lynx would do good on the bumpy tracks because of that, the way that rear pod worked.
Okay. And I know we replaced the Delta shocks with a full-size shock in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember playing with one. I never had one, but I remember playing with my friend's car, the Lynx, and that rear suspension felt nice when you're just messing with it in the pits. And like the Associated car with the T-bar obviously had its own advantages, but that was a big thing.
Dude, August 23rd, 1992, this was.
You had to be hot as hell out there, too.
Yeah, it was. It was all sand out there, too.
Yeah, it looks like it's got that, white beach sand out there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Look at this car. Look at that. Batteries hanging out.
Look at that battery. Look at that.
That's a Panasonic.
That's when the purple cells came out, I think.
Yeah.
And that was what you wanted to run, but...
So that guy went through a body and a battery pack to run that 30. Not to mention other shit's probably broken on that thing. He's,
Yeah. Let's see if they show anybody else. Yeah. Dude, that is so awesome. Oh, look at that.
Fade to static.
Fade to static. But yeah, Mega Track Raceway. Man, yeah. I can just play his video the whole time. Just put it on loop. Great memories.
While we're in that time period, look up, you might have to go to YouTube for this, but put Region 4 1993. You'll see our Lake Park track.
Region 4?
I think it's called Region 4 1993 is the name of the video. I can look here too. You'll see our Lake Park track.
I'll put Lake Park in maybe.
What does this say? None of these. I think track. This is... I haven't...
RC Lake Park? 1993, Region 4?
Is that what it's called?
I mean, that's what I found.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm trying to hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. So it's RC Lake Park Region 4. Oh yeah, there we go. Regionals 01 AVI.
Oh, I got something. I think I have something different up here.
Yeah, so it's regionals01.avi is actually the name of the video. So, but this is what our track looked like in '93.
What's this here that I have up? Is this it?
Yeah, probably.
This is from 93, I think.
Yeah, I think you got the same one. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's it. So this is the start of like our two-wheel mod A main, I think. We had triple mains then, but this is what our Lake Park used to look like. Here's the race announcer. Hello, Molly. Less than 5, go. There we go. There's Brad Ralphs in the lead.
Man, how do you remember this?
I think that is his brother in the lead right now, Brett.
Man, that wooden fence was popular back then because that's what was at the 96 Nats.
So it's like, look at how, look at this track is like all watered and groomed up.
Right.
So that's Brett in the lead. And let's see here. I think he makes a mistake. This race gets real chaotic.
Dude.
You can see we didn't have very many jumps on this track. We did have a whoop section that looks like a stutter bumps.
Right, there's a jump. Nothing there.
Yeah, well, that was a roller, and this was a tabletop that should go down.
Oh, that's the tabletop? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's the stutters, the drop off there. And we got a roller with a double up the hill, S turn. This was a modified version of the layout from earlier in the year. But I think Brett makes a mistake here eventually. And that's what kind of like causes this thing to get kind of tight.
Batteries are dumping.
This was probably 4 minutes. This is probably a 4-minute race. So let's see. Let's see if he makes a mistake here. This guy in second's kind of reeling him in here. Yeah. I think I'm actually in third right now.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason Rona in third place, coming around the corner.
There I am. All right, so let's see if he makes a mistake here now.
Now, who's this leading?
Brett Ralphs, right here. Oh, not yet. It's coming.
The mistake is coming.
So, yeah, this is Lake Park, 1993. This is the summer of 93 because this is the regionals. Oh, somebody just crashed behind him. All right, we're getting close here now. Wow, what an easy track.
Ooh.
It was a really easy track. But, man, we used to push each other so much on this layout. A lot of practice we put in.
Oh, who's coming up? Is that you, Bill?
That's me in third. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, in third. Who's in second?
I think this is Darren Stump right here. Oh. Boom. Oh, he hits Brett. So here's me, goes by in the lead. Now I'm leading.
Jason Rona in the lead.
Watch this. I get hammered.
And Jason coming right corner. Ooh.
This guy just crosses me up. I bank shot, get inside, boom.
Oh, Jason Rona back in the lead again. And a comfortable lead, it looks
like.
So
I'm like, all right, going pretty good here. I qualified towards the top here. I was second or third, so. But this is Darren Stump. This guy was a kind of a badass, but.
Oh, he's coming right up on you now.
Yep, but watch what happens. Oh. just completely hammers me.
Wow.
Here's another guy that goes by in the lead. This is turn marshal hits the turn marshal's leg. Now Brad goes back by him here. So that's Brad. Guy Tracy was in second. Here's me. Guns back inside. Oh no, that was Brett. Sorry.
Good God, this race is pretty intense.
Boom! Somebody crashes. Now I'm back in second. Look at me right there. Yeah.
All right.
I'm right behind Brad here now. I didn't get taken out by Darren Stump, so that was it. I got second.
Oh. Wow. You got the Oakleys on there. Where are you at?
I'm right there with the shirt.
Oh yeah, that Team Associated shirt.
Yep.
That was pretty hot back then. The shirt.
So there you have it. That's what our track looked like in '93.
Wow.
I mean, that bleacher is still over there. The bleachers that are on
You're
that side.
kidding.
That's still there, yeah.
Well, what's there now?
Well, the track is still there.
What? That track?
Yeah, but it's in '94, the year after this, we made it bigger.
Oh, I was gonna say, please tell me that track is still there today.
No, I wish it was like that.
So same location and everything, and the stands are still there.
Yeah, all we did. Well, that driver stand, my dad. My dad pushed the driver stand over and built a new one.
Oh, wow. How about that fence? Is that fence still there?
There is a fence there. I don't think it's the same one, but they moved it back.
If it was.
I think it's a different one, and it got moved back.
All right.
So the whole track got bigger in '94, and we built a new driver stand. And what else did we do?
So this was a club.
It went to pipe. Yeah, this was a pipe. Or I'm sorry, this is a club, and we went to pipe around the whole track when they redid it. See how they did the grass here, the grass infields?
Yeah, which I loved.
Yeah, it was. And then, winter champs, when they'd have winter champs, that grass would be like in really good shape. The club president would come out there and water it every day.
Wow.
So like that grass was like all in peak, like appearance and look.
Damn. Come
the big race in February. Now they just try to paint it, and sometimes it looks nice, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, this was a grass track. It was interesting because every turn was different, with the grass. So like, sometimes you could cut it short and drive over the grass, and then sometimes the grass would have a big ledge and you couldn't. It was just like a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of had to know it a little bit, like where you could kind of drive and where you couldn't.
Right. Bartel's saying that's the days of the white t-shirts.
Yeah, unbelievable. Every single shirt back then was white, and then we went to the heather color.
Yep, a little bit of gray in there.
Yep. But yeah, we used to wear those all the time, and they never really got that dirty. At least it didn't feel like it. But now it seems like if you did that, you would just get outside and it would just be disgusting. So that's it.
Wow. That's a throwback. So we had the Mega Track and
Lake Park
RC Raceway. Yeah, I really miss Mega Track. And then they rebuilt it and made it On Tracks. I think it was called On Tracks. And then they made everything orange. And I said to Jeffrey Jones in the comments, they should have made that the same color as Mega Track. That blue, I don't know what it was, but it just really stood out and looked really nice. I don't know if there's anything there anymore. But your track's still around, and Mega Track is no longer around. Unless On Tracks is there doing something. I don't know. I get a little tear in my eye, Jason.
Yep.
It wasn't oval driver, but man, I freaking love that place. And I'll never forget it. I was working. I just got back from one of their races. That might have been one, and like I think '93 was it for them. I just got back Monday morning, and a friend that raced there came into the store and said to me, "They bulldozed Megatrack."
And you're just like,
And
no
I
way.
was like, "Wait a minute, we were just there. What do you mean? Like, what happened?" And that was the end of it, bro. I don't know what exactly happened, but somebody.
So it's just done.
I think there was a dispute over the land and stuff, and something happened, and that was it. And I've never been the same since.
You've never been the same.
I haven't. It was like devastating news. It still burnt in my memory. I could picture my friend coming in and telling me, and I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. What do you mean? We were just there. What are you talking about?" You know, you had no internet back then and stuff, so you had to like try and call and see if it's true. Then Bartel's saying, what town was Megatrack in? That was in Brown Mills, New Jersey.
So it was in New Jersey.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
All right. Corey Jordan's checking in. Left tire salute. Fellas, what would be a good two-wheel drive buggy to get if you're just starting two-wheel drive buggy? Tamiya Hornet. There you go.
Is this Corey asking?
Yep. Tamiya Hornet or the Tamiya Frog, either one.
Yeah, like if it was 1985.
Well, he's just starting. Somebody's just starting, so yeah, the Grasshopper is another good one. But I remember I saw my friend driving the Tamiya Hornet around, and that's what got me involved in RC.
For Corey here, he should be looking at the B6. Probably not the Tamiya Hornet or what was the other one? Frog.
Tamiya Fox, Frog, the Fox.
You probably don't want one of those in today's day, but
Nah, Corey, if it's for you, yeah, or anybody, just get the Tamiya. You'll thank me later. Then you work your way up to the pro level kits.
you're taking them all the way back. It's like, well, if you're going to start like us.
Right. That's what you got to start with. Jason's saying the B6. B6 point what?
4.
0.4.
That's the latest car.
All right. See how we get sidetracked. Roar Nationals. Yeah. Mayfield 1, Dakota 1.
That's kind of the small.
That's
short.
the Cliff Note version. Well, I don't think kids say Cliff Notes anymore. But
what do they say?
I don't know. I think it's not Cliff Notes. I know that. Anybody in chat know what the cool kids say today?
They don't say Cliff Notes?
Because I would say Cliff Notes to my daughter, and she'd be like, "What?"
And it really is Cliff Notes, right? It's not Clip Notes. It's Cliff, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why that became a thing.
Here we go.
Are we getting sidetracked again?
Oh man. Well, I'm sure it's somebody named Clifford or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Chat GPT.
Oh no.
No. We know your feelings on AI.
Here we go.
I'm not asking that. Yeah, that's what I figured. The guy's name that invented Cliff Notes back in the day was named Clifton Hillgass.
Okay.
If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hillegass. Clifton Hillguess. And then I'm gonna Google what do the cool kids call I don't know. You can't bring that up. Anyway. Oh, Spark Notes. Well, there's one. Spark Notes, Jason.
I've never even heard of that. I wonder what the deal is with that.
I don't think that's it, though. I know somebody mentioned what they call it today, but I forget what it is. Well, Wiki, yeah, but that wasn't it, though. John saying Wiki. Corey Jordan is going with my advice, and he will be getting a Tamiya Hornet Fox or Grasshopper or whatever. Good choice, Jason. Or Corey.
It's a good ride.
Yeah,
it's a good ride.
You'll thank me for that.
Good starter vehicle.
All right.
So you want to talk about the Nats?
Yeah, if you want to. I know you had some interesting things to say about it, or something about you mentioned to me. Of course, we know Mayfield won and Dakota won, and we were talking about in the chat that we have. We were talking about the driving styles from the yesteryear and today, and we kind of feel like back then that you kind of had, well, especially with the batteries, you had to watch that they didn't dump. But obviously, we're not talking about batteries here, but kind of more. You had throttle control back then. You had to put in a little bit more all these other factors into your race than you do today, I think. Especially in oval, those guys just hold it down. I mean, I'm watching these snowbirds races, and they're just, there's nothing, you don't have to worry about dumping anymore, obviously. So, you were saying something about Mayfield had to drive the main that he won, right?
No, in buggy, mostly in buggy.
In buggy,
yeah.
You'll get to all that.
Well, yeah. I think to start off with, it's kind of a long trip for us going over there from Florida to Northern California, but we get there, then you drive, get to Sacramento, and we take a rental over to Chico. It's been about 3 years since we've been over there to their facility, and obviously it's a great track. Great driver stand. They built it all specifically for RC, kind of a big money setup at the time. I think we talked to Kendall about it. Kendall was one of our guests, the owner of A-Main, and I want to say they had $1 million in that facility. Wow. But anyway, we actually rented an RV for the week there, because usually we rent a container at some of these races, and then we put all of our boxes and we kind of pit out of there. But this time we rented an RV. We knew it was going to be kind of hot. Paul got that organized, and we got all of our boxes in there and kind of used it as our home base. It was really nice for that. Air conditioning. Had Ronnie, went shopping with Ronnie at the next door Costco. He got us filled up our shopping cart with food and snacks so we could snack and have our drinks. And it was hot out too. So anyway, qualifying was 1 day shorter. I'm sorry, they eliminated 1 day of practice. That was because of the fairgrounds there didn't allow them to have a practice day on Wednesday, because they had a conflicting event going on or something. So anyway, we went to just control practice. Control practice went.
I do. I honestly do. Oh. But we talking about practice, man. I know it's important.
So we did the control practice. I think it was 3 rounds, and everything went pretty well there. The track came in right away. It was high grip. It was also, it was high grip, and it was smooth, kind of catered towards, the precision drivers, 10 scale drivers, if you will, were really, really quick there. Dakota, Spencer, Jared Wiggins was actually really fast in seeding. He was one of the higher seeding guys early. Mayfield got rolling late, but came up in speed and then got through seeding and into qualifying. Dakota TQ'd both classes. I think he TQ'd. Did he TQ 6 out of the 8 rounds of qualifying? I believe.
Jeez.
So there's 4 rounds in each. I believe he TQ'd. I believe he TQ'd 6 out of the 8 rounds. But so he was obviously doing well.
Yeah, just a tad.
He got into the mains. Truggy main came up early. Dakota had a great drive going, and Truggy led a lot of it. Mayfield was right there. Jared Tebow was right there. Spencer was right there early until he, I don't know if he, something happened in the rear gearbox on his Truggy. He had to retire. So the battle for 3 was Dakota, Mayfield, and Tebow. And Dakota did have an issue in pit lane. I don't know if it flamed out or he had an issue that happened, and that kind of got the race tightened back up. And they were all battling pretty close. Dakota started having a failure on his Truggy. I believe the motor mount broke.
Oh,
and
I had that broke on my car.
There you go.
Motor mount.
So, and then that happened. I believe it started overheating the engine, they thought. So they tried to like richen it up in the pits in a pit stop or something. They were trying to do some things to keep them going. And they kept them going a little while. And then about, I would say 2 minutes to go, the truck really started fading hard. And pretty soon he was just trying to block and hold Mayfield off. And it was actually pretty risky because Ryan, there was not very many laps left. So if he would have made a mistake trying to get around Dakota and they tangled, I think it would have really hurt him pretty bad. You know, say they would have tangled, it would kind of ruined your chance or his chance to win also.
Right.
So, but he did. He eventually found a nice opening, got by Dakota. Truck was kind of, having some issues, but he was still out there, and like he was still like holding his position pretty well. And then in the end, Tebow went to get around Dakota. This is like 2 laps to go. All this happened. And when he went to go around Dakota, I think they tangled a little bit, but eventually Tebow got around, got second, and then Dakota got third. So pretty cool. That was Ryan's 28th Roar National title.
Wow. Who's counting now?
And he's won seven alone in the Truggy class. So,
yeah.
And I mean, he's won a ton of them. So, but he wins that's Techno RC. That's their first.
What?
It's their first. It's their first Roar Nitro title. They won an electric one, and I believe Joe Bornhorst won one of them with an electric, but they've never won a Nitro Roar National. So that was their first. That was their first Roar National.
So Mayfield gets it for him.
Yep.
Okay. Damn.
So yeah, it's so far. Ryan's won. He ran Nitro Challenge and Buggy with the Techno. He won one class in Truggy at Silver State, and now he's won the Nationals in Truggy. So he's making it talk. Making the Technos talk. Of course, Dakota was flying. Could have went his way too, but That's how it finished up. Our guys ran reflex tires. We ran a lot of our harder tires like Aquas, A2, A1. We even dug into some of our older stuff. Some Y2 compound. So just, it was hot out. Track was really grooved up. Traditionally, we don't run those harder compounds, but in the summer, if we do, it's in the summer for a couple races, and then things kind of switch.
Summer.
That's right.
It's like a merry-go-round.
I don't remember that song.
I don't even know if that's how it goes, but that's how I say it.
Now I'm kind of thinking I know that song, but anyway. Then we got into the buggy mains. They run the ladder system at the Roar Nats now, so it's
ladder system.
Well, first of all, they do 10-minute qualifiers, so you have to do a pit stop in your qualifier, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Makes the qualifier a little longer. Plus, you get a pit stop, unless you're Adam Drake, and he skipped the pit stop. He was able to go the full 10 minutes. We called it the full pull.
How can he go the full 10 minutes?
Well, he's got some good stuff going.
He's got the larger tank in there.
No, with his tuning, he's got his tuning down, so he knows he can go 10 minutes.
So it's not mandatory.
Nope.
Obviously. All right. So, man. So he's the only one able to do that?
At this race, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So you're gonna lose because you got a pit stop. Then you're like, well, Adam it's
a 10-minute qualifier, and the pit stop was about 7 seconds. So Adam was getting, I think he had a 5 or 6 or a 7 for the round. So like Dakota and Mayfield and Spencer and these guys were still running a better time with making a pit stop. So with a pit stop, those guys were still.
Well, I mean, you knew you were going to win you're going to not win your qualifying, but
maybe
I don't know what I want to say. That's crazy to me, though. He's the only one able to do that.
Yeah. At that race, he was the only one.
He must know somebody that tunes his engine really well.
Yeah, he's got that. Well, what it is a combination of a few things.
But it's a combination between the engine and the larger. Nothing.
Well, as we say in the board meetings, it's a balance.
It's all about finding the right balance when it comes to these races.
It's all about finding the right balance.
Right.
And he obviously had the right balance.
Okay. Have you used that in your meetings yet?
No.
Has anybody used it on you?
No.
I've used it.
And it worked, you said, right?
Yep. It always works. It's all about finding the right balance, guys. And they just sit there and they're like, how can you argue that? You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Wow. I don't know. That's just amazing to me. 10 minutes.
So then we got into buggy. So once you get to the mains in the buggy class, it's they run the system where they have like the worlds where there's a semifinals and then the finals. The TQ, which was Dakota, he goes straight to the main. He doesn't have to run a semifinal. He went straight to the main. The other drivers have to run a semi final. The top 5 guys plus the 11th or 12th fastest guys make the main, I believe. And then with Dakota makes 13 cars in the A final. So Spencer won the first semi. Mayfield won the second semi. They started second and third, I believe. And in the 60-minute A final, Dakota got off to a good start, and Spencer actually put a pretty wicked pass on him, like 3/4 of the way through the first lap, but then he made a mistake. And then it was Dakota out front, Mayfield, and then it flopped around with several different guys, but eventually it was Dakota, Mayfield, Tessman. Tessman got into second eventually and actually looked really good, looking like he was going to finish second or at the worst third. And then he actually got in it with a lapped car and ended up breaking his car like 3/4 of the way through the race, maybe even further along. So broke his car, and then so the finishing order was Dakota, Mayfield, and Spencer. So even as a competitor, you feel kind of bad for Ty because he was running really well and broke. He would have, he was in second. Dakota was gone. Dakota basically had lapped everybody.
Jeez, checked out.
Yeah, he was checked out. And, Mayfield ran well, but like we were talking about earlier, one of the things he was doing was on that particular track, he wasn't getting very good fuel mileage. So Mike Truey was his pit guy, and they had determined that he was just going to have to drive very easy with the throttle. They knew that their window, since the pits were kind of long on this track, it took like at least 7 seconds, that he couldn't really afford to drop any more pit stops to the competitors. So he decided to just kind of drive the car a little easier. He said he never went past 3/4 throttle. He was always driving in that range for 60 minutes. And, it's got to be difficult because, and you can't just go wide open and gain a bunch of time, but, everyone's driving in the general throttle range. But a lot of times when you see somebody pulling away from you, you have a tendency to pull more throttle or get deeper into the trigger, or you're trying to make up time. Well, in his situation,
he couldn't do that. He just had to.
Yeah, he was trying to, like what we used to call throttle driving.
Right. Back in the day.
We used to
conserving batteries.
Yeah, we used to call it throttle driving, and so he was doing some of that. And for the whole race, for the entire main. So yeah, that was tough. But so I think, what he said, he's like, hey, I know this is kind of my range. This is what I got to deal with. And he was racing with Ty in the semifinal, which he ended up beating Ty in the semi, driving the same way. But in the main, Ty kind of got a little bit of a gap on him. After they both kind of were really close, and Ty got a little gap, and Ryan was like, well, I think he was feeling I'm going to have to kind of settle for third here. Driving the way he was driving and everything else. But Ty ended up braking, with the back marker. So Ryan ended up getting second anyway. But kind of being real conservative with the car, and you could see the way he was driving. He's just being real precise, staying on the line, not really using too much extra power or anything. It's not like you just, because there's a berm on the turn or a wall ride in the back, and he's not driving like an animal.
Yeah.
There was actually a small oval section on the track too, and so you can see he was driving it well within the limits, but never really, just going for it. And they said they were still cutting it close on fuel mileage, so he kind of did what he had to do to get a podium, and Dakota kind of ran away with it. Spencer recovered from kind of a bad start and really made up a lot of ground. He made up a lot of ground, and he ended up getting third. So, and then they had a under 15-year-old race. Jonah Wilson.
That's the wrong What do I got up here? Sorry, go ahead.
We just put up the buggy main on YouTube today. So yeah, the buggy main is up.
Well, just go to that site then, or that YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTubes and
the J Concepts live or something.
Yeah, we're J Concepts live.
Oh, you weren't lying. You did just put that up.
Yep, Hannah recorded that whole 60-minute video.
Yeah. I'll just have it running in the background. There we
go. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know if this is your first time watching a video of this track.
It is. I did
okay, so watch this layout.
This is the
see, they're starting on the oval here.
Oh yeah, I see that.
So watch how you have to duck in, and then there's a wall ride in the back. So what you see here is Dakota leading, Spencer in second. So you see Dakota will jump a little wide in the back, and Spencer jumps right in the lead here on the first lap, but then he makes a mistake. So he jumps a little wide, boom. Spencer jumps in, but then he kind of makes a really costly mistake right here. I think he hit a rock or something.
Oh, just went over.
So that's Dakota, Mayfield, Ty are 1, 2, 3 now. So yeah, that's a lot of the race. And Sierra, we were just talking about her she's a monster truck racer, RC monster truck racer.
Okay.
We were just talking about her at the Battle of the Monster Truck event. We just did a video about an hour ago. But yeah, this is Kevin Jellick built this track, who very sadly passed away right after this race.
What?
Yeah, Kevin Jellick, who is a longtime RC racer, and then track builder, working for A-Main Hobbies, amongst other things he's done.
Right.
But he passed away recently, right after this event. So we saw him all week, talked to him a bunch. He built and maintained this track all weekend, and then he passed away.
Oh man!
So yeah, real sad thing. People have been posting some things online about him and really nice stuff. And I think one of the best ones I read, I haven't read all of everybody's, but I read Tyler Vick, who used to race, doesn't race anymore, spent a lot of time with Kevin and had a pretty nice thing. I think covered a lot of the bases. Nice post on Facebook about it. So yeah, kind of a tragedy there, but this is his baby, this track. So, we had a Worlds at this track in 2013. He built that track. There are some people online putting that as their Facebook timeline cover photo, I think it's called.
Okay.
They're putting that track up there as their but yeah, so very cool. Very cool track, I should say. You can see in the background here is the Costco, which is where Ronnie and I went for.
That's pretty convenient.
Got some snacks. That was great. So yeah, this is still Dakota, and he's just pulling away. Here's this oval section, because what they have is there's actually a driver stand over there, and they run dirt oval over there, kind of as another part of their racing.
Size of this track is unreal. Jeez.
It is.
Look at this.
So yeah, in the junior under 15 class, the junior class, Jonah Wilson, who comes from, I don't know if he's exactly the East Coast, but it was his first plane ride.
Oh, really?
And his first Roar Nationals, and he finished. He won the under 15 class, and he was racing really good drivers like Caden Fuller and Fee Long Win,
and Ryan Mayfield.
Not in the 15 under.
I thought you guys were sneaking some pros in there.
Yeah. Dakota, Spencer. So yeah, good race overall. Good roar race, and now we're done with that, and we got the Visions race this week. So the second we wrap up this podcast, I'm gonna get out of here, go get
on a plane and head to Visions.
We'll get some dinner.
Oh, okay.
Then try to get a little bit of relaxing time in. Get some sleep.
Get some video gaming in, and then go to sleep.
Yeah, I won't be doing any video gaming.
Some Call of Duty, Warzone, Rainbow Six Siege, whatever.
Are those all 3 different things?
Yeah. They are. It is, actually. Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing about this track. I would not be able to navigate this at all.
Kevin Jellick was the master of building these tracks that have jumps on the turns.
It's crazy.
Like when you watch Dakota around here, see this jump right here with the angled landing. That's kind of
right.
A trademark.
I see that. You kind of hard to see the video a little bit, but you do see it.
And then you come around here. There'll be another one in the corner up here. There's a double. Well,
even that little jump there could mess with you a little bit if you don't hit it right.
So over here, there's that angled double right under the Avid banner. It's actually a triple, angled triple. That was a pretty big one.
So, I mean, what happened? I mean, was it a tragic accident or?
It wasn't an accident. I do think that he had a condition he was kind of fighting, but not really discussing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know too much about it.
Sad.
But yeah, But yeah, when he was there, it didn't act like he was trying to take any shortcuts or do anything because maybe he wasn't up to 100% health. I mean, I didn't.
Right.
I certainly didn't think that. Certainly didn't expect that to happen.
Right. Okay.
So that's pretty much it for right now.
Costco, by the way, just insane. I was over there. I was at the Costco in Harrisburg over the weekend. It's too much. It's overwhelming. Too much sensory overload. Sensory overload.
There's just so much in there.
It's just too much, man. It's like what's going on here?
Yeah, you go over there. Like I went over there with Ronnie, and he's such an expert in Costco. He's just like boom, boom, boom. Let's go here. Let's go to this aisle. We'll get this. Boom, boom. We'll go over here. Get this. I'm just like, dang.
Right.
I'm in there just like, what?
No, that's how I am. I'm looking around. I'm just like, there's stuff way on top of the shelves, from computers to food. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, look at that pit stop there. Wow. So that's why it takes 7 seconds.
Yeah, you got to drive through a pretty complicated.
Right.
There's a pretty complicated getting out of the pits. So.
Okay. Well, there you go. Successful Roar Nationals. J Concepts taking everything.
Yeah, we did, and we ended up running our rehab tire in the buggy final. That's what Dakota ran in the Aqua compound, and then Mayfield ran the same tire, and Spencer actually ran reflexes. We knew they were going to go bald because the race was so long and so high traction, but we knew the track would kind of support running that low of a tire, and we just ran what we thought would be quick and fast, and I think it paid off. Overall, I think it paid off. So the guys ran awesome. Paul was running the team there with keeping everybody supported with product and working with everybody. And I was doing my thing. Hannah was doing the photos, the video, the story on the event, and the coverage. So she did a good job and got everything up Sunday. And then Monday was the full race recap. Got all that up on the web and social medias.
Yep.
And then we got all the videos now here on YouTube. So pretty nice.
Nice. Well, good job by everyone there. And and now, like you said, you're heading off to the Visions race, and this is on TV and stuff.
Well, they're going to film it again for TV. Yeah, it's going to be on Live RC first, live,
right?
And then it's being filmed for one of the. I'll pick it up here. See what
ESPN or something. ESPN 2.
No. Let's see. I gotta get the link here. There's a new channel that this is going to be on. It was on Mav TV last year. And let's see what this is on this year. Where is, there we go. Let's find the link.
And how many entries are expected at this one? Wasn't there like 1,000 last time?
No, that was some of the other events during the year. This race doesn't draw as big of a turnout, but will draw a big.
So we got Mayfield going, Spencer,
Dakota,
usual suspects, Dakota.
Yep, Dakota. So Speed Sport is the official TV partner.
Speed Sport.
Yeah, after a massively successful TV debut last year, we are excited to announce our partnership with Speed Sport for 2023. Speed Sport is a new TV network developed by a collective group of people from ESPN, Speed Vision, Speed Channel, FS1, NASCAR, MTV, Disney, and Mav TV. The best part, anyone can watch it free of charge from their phone or smart TV. As part of both the live and post-production TV, we are beyond excited to welcome back the dream team of commentators, Ken Stout, Scotty Ernst, and Mike Garrison. Watch the sizzle reel below for the launch of Speed Sport.
Watch the sizzle reel.
Yeah, I've never heard of it said that way. I'm gonna have to
sizzle
reel.
Well, there you
like
go.
It.
So that would be uploaded later on a later.
Yeah, they'll package it together and make an hour show or something like that. So, but it's going to be live this week anyway. So probably by the time racing starts, it'll be live on Live RC, and then they'll package it back together for the TV special. So,
all right. Oh, there you go. Best of luck to the J Concepts crew and all the racers heading out to the Visions.
Thank you.
Look forward to the video and get to see all, because I think there's more than just RC racing going on there. Like, it's a whole big thing, if I remember correctly.
Oh man, yeah,
so
it's
like completely nuts.
Yeah, there's everything there.
Yeah,
I'll get some
snowmobile
photos.
Racing.
I don't think there's any snowmobiles, but they got everything else. No snow, I think, is the problem.
There's one to make it. All right. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll have to check that out. See what happens. Who's building the track?
Joey Christensen from the Dirt. He's got it done already, I believe. It's
there's photos of it up already.
I don't know if there's any photos.
Need some infills. Need green infills. If
and
I'm
actually,
that.
The photo I saw, it does.
There you go. All right. If you don't know already, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, all the popular podcasting apps. Tell a friend. And, the hiatus did not hurt us at all, Jason. It actually kind of grew. So, but the messages continue to roll in. People are glad we're back. I sent you a few of them.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's nice to get in and do this stuff. And, at some point we got to get some guests back. And I did have a list we were running down at one point. We can get back to some, but there's there's just a lot of events, and sometimes the guests. I don't want to be redundant either, right? Like it's like, oh, let's bring the winner Dakota Fenn on. Well, Dakota's been on, and it's like he's doing a live. He did a live stream today, I believe, with Thomas from TLR, and it's like, sure, you'd let him talk to a winner, but it's like if you're going to talk to the same person every time, sometimes that's not
right. That's why I mentioned like there's all these RC podcasts out there now, so you got to kind of look and see who they interviewed.
Yeah, it's important
because you really don't want to like interview him again. Like it's like, I mean, if I'm interviewing Dakota and then this other podcast want to interview, I guess they do. I don't know. I guess everybody has their own interviewing styles. So, but how much more can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder how many podcasts there are out there anyway, but quite a few. So totally different. Totally different from 2012.
Yeah.
When you try to get a driver on and you had to explain what a podcast was.
Yeah.
And how it worked. Now it's just like, oh yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, we will find some unique guests, and
we already I think we already the amount of episodes we put out this year is greater than last year already. So
no way, really?
I don't know. It's gotta be.
Okay, well that's good.
But we're back. All the messages I'm getting, we're back. So don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We'll do this until one of us is no longer here. So on that note, best of luck, Jason, again. And we will probably catch you next week then after Divisions race then.
Yes.
You can tell us about all the fun you had and how sick you got afterwards.
I hope I don't get sick. These outdoor events usually go pretty good. You don't get sick.
Right, yeah. The indoor ones is the killer.
It is.
Yeah. You get the Motorama flu, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Chili bowl virus.
Punxsutawney
virus. Chili bowl virus.
Chili bowl flu, Punxsutawney virus. Yeah. I forget what the
John Bolton, he's asking if you're advertising on a TV broadcast of Visions.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I've received a sponsorship package about this event, so
you'll have to wait and see.
I just gonna wait and see. Yeah,
I know Radio Impound Podcast didn't. So
you guys didn't get in on that. Huh?
Can't afford that. Way too much. All right. Well, there you go, John. You'll have to wait and see. And John's
along with me.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's going to be a surprise to both of you if there is one. All right. We'll catch you for 244 next week sometime. We'll be around.
Yep.
And Jason can tell you about all the exciting news from Visions. So we'll catch you then, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, you put it succinctly.
Suck what?
Succinctly, it means perfectly.
Oh, yeah. May I do that?